It's currently 9 o'clock, and as you can observe, I got no one texting me. I got no one checking up on me. And most importantly, I got no hoes on this bitch. I feel like there's a big difference between feeling alone and actually being alone. Because everyone feels alone every once in a while, but very few of us, us quote unquote weird people, are actually fucking alone. But eventually, stopped giving a fuck. It's an unrealistic expectation to have someone's companionship 24/7. It's unrealistic to expect someone to hold your hand through this entire journey of life because you're going to have moments where you're lonely. You're going to have moments where you feel lonely, and that's where you're really tested. If you're an average person like me, realistically, no one's coming to save you. You might be in the depths, you might be in the dumps, and no one's going to come to save you. And that's where the real test comes, where you show your resilience. I feel like loneliness isn't a bad thing. I feel like loneliness won't ever be a bad thing because loneliness brings solitude, it brings solace, it brings a lot of other things. But most importantly, it's a challenge that a lot of people face and that we learn to overcome. And then we become self independent. And the reason why I was lonely for so long, or I still kind of am, but those are mostly just feelings now. It's not really that I'm lonely. I just kind of feel lonely sometimes. But the reason why I was lonely growing up is because, I was fucking weird, man. I feel like you're kind of asking for it if you like act weird growing up, because then the other kids who are not accustomed to that behavior, they're like, what the hell is he doing? My earliest memory was me being called weird, and my latest memory is me still being called weird as an almost a grown adult. And nothing's really changed. I still am quote unquote weird, but I feel like I'd rather be weird than fit in with the non weird agenda. And what I mean by non weird agenda is fitting in with people. Everyone who's ever struggled with being lonely has had that moment where they tried to fit in, where they tried their best to fit in with who everyone else wants you to be. And there's no other way to describe it, but that shit's lame, man. Like, that shit really is lame. Like, why are we rejecting self individuality for fitting in within agenda that everyone agrees is cool? Like, why do we have to sacrifice who we really are in order to have validation from someone else? What validation is very temporary dopamine that you try to seek all the time. And in order to have validation, you have to sacrifice being yourself and fitting in with the crowd, which I think that's lame as hell. Why do you have to sacrifice who you are as a person in order to be loved by others? Why do you have to sacrifice the traits that make you yourself and that make you special in order to be liked by everyone else? I'll never understand that. You don't need validation from others. All you need is validation from yourself. All you need is that little moment in the mirror at 3 a.m. where you're just like, oh my god, I look like I'm ready to go on a Victoria's Secret model runway. You don't need validation from others. You only need validation from yourself realistically. Validation from yourself is real. Validation from others can be non genuine. All you need is to feel good in your own skin. All you need is to feel like you're ready to take on the world when you wake up in that mirror and you see that sexy face of yours. So, to sum up everything, being lonely isn't bad. Being lonely will never be bad. Being lonely actually feel like builds more character in the long run than if you've had everyone in your circle from the beginning. And you're not going to be lonely forever. You're going to have someone someday come around and say, "Hey, you're cool as hell," or say, "Hey, I like you." One day that's going to happen. And once they let go of you, or if they let go of you, that's going to hurt like a bitch. But like, that's a whole other video. Moral is loneliness isn't bad, and loneliness sure as hell doesn't last forever. I think I'm ready to get off this swing. It's kind of getting uncomfortable. So, see ya.